So with all the updates flying around from Season 4, it's once again time to jump in and tweak some things to get the best performance out of your gaming rig for FPS, low latency, and the best possible quality. If you're enjoying my content, please like, comment, sub below for more tips, tricks just like these. So let me start off with my current setup and what I'm currently running. So currently I've got an AMD Ryzen 5 5900X plugged into an Asus X570 Prime Pro motherboard. I've got that paired with 32 gigs of ADATA XPG Spectra D41 RGB memory. It's a DDR4 and it's running at 32 megahertz. Driving all my graphics is an Asus TUF Gaming RTX 3080. I have all of this tucked into the LandCool 1, and yes, this was a pre-built, but I've been slowly upgrading, changing things around. I bought this at the height of the graphics card shortage, so this was the most cost-effective way to get one without getting scalped. So for my main monitor, I'm running the Samsung Odyssey G7 32-inch, and it's running at 244 megahertz. Now there were some issues when this monitor first came out, but that's all been fixed due to firmware updates, and I've had no issues since. Everything that I throw at this monitor looks beautiful, be it gaming, movies, work-related stuff, anything. It's buttery smooth. My secondary monitor is an LG 34UM69G/B. It's a 34-inch ultra-wide set in the vertical position. So yeah, this may only be a 1080 75 hertz monitor, but it's just a display for OBS or any other window I have open while I'm gaming or multitasking, for anything like that. It's pretty tall when it's set up this way. It's not ideal. I wouldn't recommend going out and getting a 34-inch ultra-wide to set in the vertical position, but this is my prior gaming monitor and it's what I had laying around. So it was a good way to save a little bit of cash and use what I had. And I'll have links to everything down below in the description if you guys want to check any of that stuff out. So now that we have all my gear out of the way and you know what I'm using, let's go over to the gaming rig and go over the settings. Come on. All right, guys, so now we're over here at the gaming rig and we're going to go over the graphic settings that I get for my gameplay. So I'm just going to run down everything. It's going to be pretty basic, nothing crazy. The display mode, I run full screen. I heard that you get more FPS for this. More of a pain in the butt because you got to alt tab out, but it is what it is. I've got my main monitor here, my display adapter. There's my graphics card. I've got my screen refresh rate to 240. I play at 1440p. My monitor allows that. So if I drop it down to 75%, I'll be gaming at 1080p, which is perfectly fine, but I'll get maybe a 30 to 40%, maybe a 30 or 40 FPS boost I've seen, depending if I'm playing Rebirth or the Big Mac. Dynamic resolution I have disabled, or it doesn't matter. Aspect ratio I do automatic. VSync is disabled. Custom frame rate limit, it's unlimited. I don't limit it because I don't think it's ever going to hit the 240 hertz or 244 hertz that this monitor will actually do. So I don't really worry about that too much. It'll hit it in the menus and the loading screens all the time. It'll go 800 FPS, but nothing in actual gameplay. Usually around 140 to 180, just depending on what's going on. Brightness, that's up to you guys. Display gamma, I have it at 2.2. The Nvidia highlights I have turned off, and low latency I have enabled plus boost. All right, so that's all for that. Let me go over to quality here. The field of view, obviously it's 120 because we're on PC and we're not going to limit ourselves there. Camera movement, I've got down to 50% because you want as little shake as possible. Streaming quality, I have set at normal. Texture resolution, I have it normal. Filter anisotropic at normal. Particle quality is high. Bullet impacts are enabled. Tessellation, I have all. Dismemberment and gore enabled. On-demand texture streaming is disabled. Filmatic strength I have turned off. I don't want to see any grain or blur. Same for the film grain. Nvidia Dlss. This is where I was messing around. I had it turned off for a long time because a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people that I saw said to keep it turned off for better performance. Well, I got messing around with it, and when I put it in ultra performance, I found a increase in my performance. So that's where I leave it. Anti-aliasing, I have it's locked when you have this on. Depth of field is disabled. Like I said, I don't want that to blur out when I zoom in. World motion blur is disabled. Weapon motion blur disabled. Shadow map resolution, I have it normal. Cache sunspots are enabled. Cache sun shadows are enabled. Particle lighting, I have set it high. Ray tracing, I have disabled. I don't need shadows. It looks cool when I think when season 4 first dropped, this was automatically turned on, and I was getting like 70 or 80 FPS, and it took me forever to figure out what the heck was going on. The map looked really good, but my frame rate sucked, and I did because of it. Ambient inclusion is off, and SSR I have disabled. Um, and those are my graphic settings to get pretty decent FPS while playing Warzone. When I play some other games like Apex or Fortnite, the frames are off the charts. I don't know what's up with Warzone, why it's so taxing on the PC. But like I said, I'm averaging between 140 to 180 depending on the games that I'm playing. So try using some of these settings and let me know what you guys think. I also do have a couple of other tips for you too. If you're running an AMD processor, I'm not sure that Intel does, but if you can you go into your BIOS and you turn on resizable bar, then you actually will get a FPS boost because all of the memory is available to either the CPU or the GPU, one or the other, but it does make a big difference. Now, one more thing that I will talk to you guys about here is that I went into my motherboard, and being is how this is a pretty built out computer, I overclocked it. And when I did that, I didn't notice a huge performance increase. But what I did notice is my temperatures went through the roof. So I don't know if I did something wrong or if that's just how AMD works. I didn't do anything other than what was already pre-built into the motherboard. It had an ultra performance mode. I put it into that, and that's where I went. So I was having issues with it getting so hot that my PC would actually shut down. And I mean, that's not good. Like it would do it even when I was rendering a video or something like that. It would get too hot. So I went and I reset all the settings in my BIOS, with the exception of the resizable bar, and um, everything seems to be working smoothly now. And I'm actually getting higher FPS. So go ahead and give these settings a try, guys. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, sub down below. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.